Welcome to the dry, crackled soil of the Sonoran Desert. The sun blazes above you like a relentless eye, and the land stretches into thorny bushes, crumbling rocks and swaying mesquites. Beneath one such rock pile, in the hush of shade and sand, you are born not from an egg, but alive and already coiled. That's right. As a rattlesnake, your mother births you directly. Bypassing the egg stage like some lizards and snakes do, you are part of a litter of over a dozen neonates, each no longer than a pencil, each shimmering faintly with an iridescent sheen. Your scales are perfect miniatures of your parents, patterned in camouflage from day one. Your rattle hasn't formed yet, so silence is your default. Your instincts are already whispering. Hide. Wait. Strike if you must. There's no nurturing, no gentle touch. Your mother lingers for just a short while, more a biological formality than comfort. Then, it's just you and the world, and that world is full of things that want to eat something your size. You learn quickly. The desert doesn't babysit. You taste the world with your tongue. A flick to the left, flick to the right. Teach motion gathers invisible molecules into your Jacobson's organ, nestled at the roof of your mouth. It tells you who has walked nearby, what direction they went, and how recently. You don't understand these signals yet, but instinct tells you they matter. Your vision is basic at best. Movement registers. Stillness, not so much. But what you lack in sight, you make up for in other senses. Heat, now, that's your specialty. Along your upper jaw lie the loreal pits, tiny openings that can sense infrared radiation. In essence, you can see heat, painting a ghostly map of warm-blooded life even in pitch darkness. In your first few days, you stay hidden under rocks and within leaf litter. Your skin is soft, pliable, a shade too bright. You don't yet blend in like you should. It's a dangerous time. Ravens, king snakes, even other rattlesnakes could make a quick snack of you. You haven't eaten yet, and hunger coils inside you like a second snake. One morning, a ground squirrel skitters too close. You freeze, heart hammering. Your body knows what to do before you do. You recoil, tiny fangs sliding into position. You strike too soon, you miss. The squirrel vanishes, and you stay frozen in embarrassment. Lesson 1. Patience. By week's end, your first skin peels away. You slither from it like a ghost, brighter, sharper, and most importantly, with a single button on your tail. It's not yet a rattle, just the beginning of one. But it's a start. Every shed will add another segment. One day, people will hear you before they see you. You start venturing further from your shelter, curling motionless for hours as insects buzz past. Your hunting instincts sharpen, even though your body is still clumsy. At night, the desert cools, and you can move more freely. Still, you feel the ever-present dread of being small in a world of fast wings and sharp claws. But your venom is already potent. Your instincts whisper a quiet promise. You will grow, and you will learn. The scent arrives on the wind, carried like a secret. A mouse is passed nearby, its body a trail of heat and scent in the sand. Your tongue flicks, your pits tingle, you freeze beneath a brittle shrub, body coiled just so. Every scale touches the ground, absorbing the faintest vibrations. You don't know it yet, but your hunting strategy is one of ambush. Rattlesnakes don't chase, you wait. You conserve energy, relying on camouflage and patience. The mouse returns, oblivious to the death coiled in shadow. Strike. It happens in a blur. Your fangs unfold from hidden sheaths hinged like switchblades. You bite and recoil. That's the key. You don't hold on. You strike, inject, release. Your venom, a cocktail of hemotoxins and enzymes, immediately begins its silent work. Breaking down tissues, disrupting, clotting, immobilizing. The mouse stumbles, collapses. You wait. You watch it die. There is no joy in this act, only necessity. But your belly growls in anticipation. You slither closer, jaw opening wider than logic should allow. A rattlesnake's skull is a marvel of evolution. With flexible ligaments that let you swallow prey larger than your own head, you start with the nose, slowly engulfing the mouse inch by inch. Your teeth point backward to prevent escape, and your muscles ripple in synchronized waves. The process takes time. Minutes stretch into nearly an hour. But eventually, The mouse disappears entirely, and your body bulges with its outline. You feel sluggish now, heavy. The desert sun climbs higher and you find a rock with just enough shade. Digestion begins. Your internal organs are adaptable. Stomach secretes powerful acids and enzymes, breaking down the meal into usable energy. Even your heart rate adjusts, slowing to focus on this internal work. It may be days before you need to eat again. That's how your kind survives in such lean environments. You lie still, warm and full, the first real victory of your short life. One segment of your rattle buzzes faintly against a pebble as you shift. Not quite a warning yet, more like a whisper. But you're growing, and the sound of your life has begun. Time in the desert moves by scent and shade. You grow, and with each moonrise, your body lengthens, your colors deepen. The faint cream-and brown bands across your back mature into a distinct zigzag nature, as camouflage perfected for the dusty, mottled world you call home. You molt again. This time you sense it coming days in advance. Your eyes cloud over with a milky film. You feel itchy, irritated. You rub your snout against a rough stone, loosening the dead skin. Then, like shedding an old identity, you slide free, leaving behind a perfect ghost of yourself. Another segment joins your rattle. Molting doesn't just freshen your look, it also resets your scent, erasing old trails that predators might follow. That's a neat evolutionary trick. Speaking of predators, you're still on their menu, but less so now. You're faster, you're meaner. You've practiced your strike countless times and your aim is lethal. One evening a shadow glides overhead, red-tailed hawk. You flatten against the sand, muscles locked. It circles once, then loses interest. You stay still a full 10 minutes longer, just in case. You've learned that survival isn't just strength, it's patience, too. With growth comes awareness. You begin to recognize other rattlesnakes, not through sight, but through scent trails and subtle vibrations in the ground. One day you stumble across a king snake. Your heart thunders. It doesn't fear your venom. It's worse, it eats snakes. You hiss and rattle instinctively. Even though your rattle still barely clicks, it's enough. The king snake pauses, then slithers away. You exhale slowly. That could have been your end. You notice your fangs growing sharper, replenishing themselves after every shed. Inside your venom glands, the formula is subtly changing. Adult rattlesnakes adjust their venom based on their diet. Yours becomes more potent, better suited for mammals. Your body, as always, is adapting. You're nearly 3 feet long now, a living rope of muscle and reflex. Your rattle has 5 segments and makes a proper warning when shaken. You've become a whisper in the grass, a rustle behind the rock. Not yet master of your domain, but no longer anyone's easy prey. Then comes the dry season. The desert tightens its grip. Temperatures soar past 40 degrees Celsius during the day. Nights are no longer cool reprieves, but lukewarm stretches of thirst. Prey vanishes. The mice, the squirrels, they've gone deeper underground. The land smells empty. Hunger begins its slow, aching climb. You search farther than ever before, slithering past known territory. Days pass. You strike at shadows miss. You wait beside burrows. Nothing stirs. The fat reserves beneath your skin shrink. Your body slows. Metabolism drops. You spend whole days motionless beneath a rock, conserving what little energy remains. Your tongue dries. Your vision blurs. A strange weariness creeps into your muscles, the kind that whispers of endings. Somewhere nearby, a scavenger stirs. You lack the strength to strike. You close your eyes, body coiled not in readiness but in retreat. And yet instinct persists. One dusk, the scent hits your tongue. Faint but real. A kangaroo rat. You follow it like a dream. When it pauses near a yucca plant, you don't hesitate. Your strike is sluggish, but it lands. Now the venom does what your strength cannot. You coil around the twitching body, your first meal in weeks. It saves your life. As you digest, your system reignites. Blood surges through your coils. Energy returns. Hunger taught you humility. Weakness reminded you of mortality. But that small heartbeat in your belly reminds you, you are still a predator. And the desert hasn't claimed you yet. You are now a full-grown rattlesnake. Nearly 4 feet long, thick-bodied, your scales weather-worn and rich in contrast. Your rattle carries 10 segments, and sounds like dry beans in a gourd. When you shake it, the desert listens. You are no longer invisible. You are seen, and more importantly, felt. With maturity comes a new kind of tension. It rises with the spring heat carried in pheromones and sunlight. Other rattlesnakes begin to appear, particularly the males. You track one, only to find him coiled beside a female. Instinct flares. Combat dances begin. No fangs, no venom. Rattlesnake duels are rituals, more ballet than brawl. You rise, bodies entwined like twisting vines. You push, twist, topple your rival. It's strength and balance, a shoving match with stakes high and tempers low. After several bouts, you win. The defeated male retreats, humiliated. You claim the space beside the female, which is not easily impressed. You approach slowly, tongue flicking, body low. You rub your chin against her back, letting your scent blend into hers. She doesn't flee. That's a good sign. Mating is silent, slow, a careful entwining of tails and time. You lock for hours, sometimes days, in an embrace as old as your species. There is no romance here, not in the human sense. But there is a biological poetry, a passing of legacy. Afterward, she departs. You don't follow. Rattlesnakes are solitary. Mating season is the rare exception to your solitude. Now, with the hormones waning, you focus on territory. You learn your patch of desert like the grooves of your own coils. Certain rocks hold warmth longer. Some shrubs hide better ambush spots. You rattle only when needed. A warning. A declaration. This space is yours. Sometimes other males test your claim. You fight. Sometimes they win, but often you do. Your body holds the scars of these encounters. Scratches, blunted scales. A small tear in one pit, but you are king here, for now. The desert accepts no permanent rulers. But for this moment, under this sun, you are exactly what evolution intended. A perfect survivor, ready to pass on what you've learned through venom, through motion, through instinct. You don't see her again for weeks, maybe months. But somewhere in a shaded hollow beneath a creosote bush, she carries your legacy. Unlike most reptiles, rattlesnakes don't lay eggs in sand or bury them under leaves. She grows them inside her, the young nourished by yolk sacs until the time comes. Where to go about your life, unaware of what's unfolding. Your days stretch into a rhythm of sun-warmed rocks, flickering tongues, and the occasional scuffle with a hawk or bold coyote. Still, something shifts inside you, a biological clock that no longer ticks for you alone. You've done your part. Somewhere out there, your bloodline slithers, curled within your mate's body, waiting. When the time comes, she births them in silence. One by one, tiny replicas emerge, each no bigger than your rattle. They're born alive, slick and silent, eyes open. No eggshells, no long wait. They are built for this world from minute one. She stays with them a short while, an anomaly in the reptile kingdom. A few days, no more. Just long enough for their first shed, for the first rattle segment to form, for that whisper of warning to be ready. Then she leaves. You'll never meet them. You'll never recognize them. You don't need to. Nature has no need for family reunions. Your role is not to protect, but to ensure the cycle begins again. Still, on cool nights, you sometimes feel it, a ripple in the sand nearby, a tiny vibration, a flicker of warmth. Could it be one of yours? You'll never know, and maybe that's okay. Your legacy won't be carried through affection or memory, but through venom, scale, instinct, and silence. The next generation has arrived. The desert grows louder with the faintest rattle of new life. Years pass. The desert shifts, but you remain a quiet constant among the dust and thorns. You've hunted through drought, battled rivals, and weathered winter's chill in the deep crevices of stone. Your skin has changed colors with the seasons. Your body has lengthened and thickened. Your rattle is long now, worn smooth in places, but still sharp enough to speak with authority. You've eaten well, fought well, survived. But nothing lasts forever, not even scales and silence. One day, a shadow crosses your sunning stone. You freeze. An owl? A hawk? You're slower now. The air seems heavier than usual. You rattle, but the sound doesn't carry as far. You coil, but not as tightly. The strike never comes. The shadow moves on. You stay in your spot a while longer, watching the horizon shimmer. There's no need to run, no need to chase. The desert will carry your story one grain at a time. Maybe one of your offspring curls beneath that same stone tonight, repeating the pattern you've carved through heat and instinct. The sun dips behind the rocks, and the desert breathes a little softer. Shh. You curl into yourself. A ribbon of earth and memory. There's peace in this final stillness. Life lived not in noise, but in vibration, precision, and patience. Somewhere a young rattlesnake strikes its first meal, and the cycle begins again. In the end, you never needed to roar. The soft rattle was enough.